Good morning. Welcome to Monday Blitz on TV47. I am Katela Macy and karibuni sana. The weekend has been busy. Before I introduce my very good friends, my panelists of the day, let's interact on our social media at TV47 Kenya on Facebook, TV47 Digital on X, and our WhatsApp number is 0793267279. The weekend has been very busy. We've had the Safari Rally, we've had the English Premier League, we've had the FKF Women League, and over the week we had the SportPesa League that has been happening, and a lot of mixed reactions and match fixing and match boycotting. A lot has been happening. Arsenal are on top of the table, 9 clean points ahead of number 2. Manchester United are at number 3. But we'll be talking more during the show. So if you have anything, let's interact on our social media. And of course, you can send us your comment on WhatsApp. As I repeat, the WhatsApp number 0793267279. And before I introduce our panelists, our question of the day is, are you still doubting Arsenal? Are you still doubting Arsenal? And for those who went to the Safari Rally, did you enjoy the Safari Rally? We're having 2 questions today. Are you still doubting Arsenal that they will win the English Premier League? And did you enjoy the Safari Rally? Now, joined on the show is none other than Miss Annette Wachira, Manchester City diehard. I know she's not so happy today. Annette, good morning.
Morning.
Uko poa?
Niko fiti.
You're looking so good.
Oh,
Wacha kuweka sura ya oye.
thanks.
I know you saw bad things.
No, you see, me I've accepted. You know, we've won all these trophies Arsenal are chasing, so let them just. It's allowed.
Wow.
It's allowed. Wacha waendelee kuzikimbiza ni sawa.
You've been there, you've done that.
We've done it, we've done trebles, we've done what? Quadruples.
No, you're not.
Everything.
We've competed.
That's Annette Wachira.
Yeah.
We understand how they saw bad things. 3-0, man.
Apana, si tulidraw. Wachana na Champions League.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce the only man on the show, let me move to the beautiful Namiso Nafuna. How are you, my lady?
I am very fine. Before we begin, glory, glory, Manchester United.
You can say that once again.
It was a happy weekend. We are very happy. We are very excited. And also congratulations to Arsenal.
Well, that's Namiso Nafuna. And of course, the man of the day. And he has come in studio. Amepiga suti juu chini. Like, they are very ready to take this trophy. Welcome, Nyash.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Of course, dressed like a league leader.
Wow.
Leaders,
So walking into Talala wapi?
No. There's how you need to dress to set the pace for the rest of the league. But yeah, I'm excited. Had a good weekend watching WRC, watching Formula 1, watching Kenyan football, watching the English Premier League, watching Arsenal crush Everton, watching Man City drop points. I did not enjoy yesterday, but I enjoyed the last game. Where Liverpool dropped points against lowly Spurs. That's diabolical, but yeah.
That's Nyash. And before we move on, we'll start with the World Rally. But remember, our question of the day is, we're having 2 questions today. Are you still doubting Arsenal? And the second question is, did you enjoy the Safari Rally? Starting off, let me start off with you, Nyash, about the World Rally Championship that happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
We saw traffic in Meja. Kenyans, let me not even use the word Kenyans, Nairobians.
Yeah.
Nairobians filled Naivasha. Kumekuwa na traffic sana. When you ask everybody, unaenda wapi? Safari Rally. Which driver do you know? Mimi nimeenda tu Safari Rally. Let's talk about the World Rally Championship.
I mean, it's a whole vibe, to be honest. It's one of those things that happen once in a year, so you feel like you want to be there. And then it happens for like two days. There was no shakedown in Nairobi this time around, unlike the other rallies. So people wanted to see the action in real life. And I know the weather was not that friendly, made some people chicken out, but pia watu walienda nonetheless. And that's what we want to see. And people want to, familiarize themselves with the rally and just go see the action happening in their own country, in the one of the most toughest terrain, as far as the rally championship is concerned. So that was nice to see. I have no problem with that. I mean, mtu asipojipanga, usipokuwa ready for the traffic. If you are ready for the rain, then you must be ready for the mud.
Sure.
Yeah, so it goes in hand. And I liked what I saw. And it was tough, and it lived up to the billing of being a tough one. Drivers were dropping out like flies, especially on Saturday. Even if you were checking.
And to you, Miss Namiso Nafuna.
Yes.
The last time you were here, you said you'll go for the Safari Rally. Kwanza ulienda?
Nilikuwa na plans. Sometimes binadamu anapanga, Mungu anapangua. So I did not make it there. But niliona the traffic that was yesterday, and I can say for sure Kenyans flooded that place, and it must have been a vibe. A few complaints here and there from the participants, lakini naona tusemeje, when walikuwa wameenda kama mafans wali have a really, really good time. And that's what we like to say, you know. Sports tourism is actually picking up in Kenya, and it's a good thing to say that people are willing to sacrifice the resources, they're willing to sacrifice their time just to make sure they go to Naivasha to have a good time. So that is really nice to see.
Overall, on the World Rally Championship, when you went, tulikuwa na wewe area. I know you are here. And nilikuwa na wewe area, and so far, what's your take on the World Rally Championship? Because ata president ameiongelea mi kwanza traffic man. A friend of mine sent me a picture and look what I got myself into. Annette, let's talk about this rally over the weekend.
I think there was a lot of complaints, as Nyasha said. The terrain this time was not simple. The safari, it really lived up to being a safari rally, because if you look at Sleeping Moran, which was one of the hardest sections, the organizing body, they did a recce after the recce at night because they realized that the drivers were deviating from the path. So wakaka tu vijiti. Lakini kama ulikuwa unaingia kama driver 3, driver 4, hizo vijiti zilikuwa zimeshaenda, which led to the championship leader Evans. Aliharibu suspension, which knocked him off of it was 1, 2, 3 Toyota. So it knocked them off the podium spots. So I think there was a lot of complaints about the terrain this time. They had to cut also kilometers off some sections, like the one for Sleeping Moran, ile ingine, I think section 12. So this year, Safari Rally was actually Safari Rally.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the driver who won, the one thing he said is, I was careful. I was not in a hurry to get points. I just wanted to finish with my car intact. So that's how he won it. So for this Safari Rally, there are so many complaints, terrain, walitoka kutoka mud to gravel to rocks to stones. So I think for this Safari Rally, I'm sure photographers had a day because the mud was doing that thing. So for me, I think from a driver's perspective, this was one of the toughest they had. Some of them were even saying that this should be, people are questioning whether we would be given the rights in the next Safari rallies. But for me, for the fans, I think it was enjoyable. We saw the president was also there. Traffic, the reason I don't like Safari Rally is just that traffic. Juu ukienda lazima utatoka Monday ama Tuesday. Because for the last section, for Health Gate, people were not even accessing. Watu waliacha magari kwa barabara. So overall, Safari Rally has done that thing again. It's one of the biggest events in Kenya in terms of motorsport. So yeah, fantastic weekend.
It was a fantastic weekend indeed. And our reporter Alan, I call him Metro, alikuwa hapo. If you saw the views, manze, it was so touching. Ilikuwa kitu poa sana, manze. So let's see what Alan made about these. Our reporter Alan Nzuki, akiwa pale Naivasha. Man, it was so beautiful, the aerial experience and everything. Let's see what Alan has in store.
The thunder of engines and the roar of the crowd are the sounds that define the WRC Safari Rally. High above the dusty plains of Naivasha, another machine plays a crucial role in capturing every moment of the action.
It's obviously probably the best view of the WRC is from the helicopter. So, yeah, I mean, it's an incredible experience to see it from the best view.
The rally helicopter hovers above the treacherous terrain, tracking the world's best drivers as they navigate through the rough and unpredictable stages.
And the aircraft's flying fast, the cars are driving fast. It's a bit of a buzz, but equally, the faster the aircraft's going, it's generally more stable and more maneuverable. So, keeping up with the cars sometimes can be hard. Their acceleration is faster than the helicopter, but yeah.
From sharp rocky bends to high-speed straights cutting through the savannah, the chopper provides breathtaking aerial shots that bring the drama of the Safari Rally to millions of viewers around the world.
Risk, I mean, we keep us, it might look a lot closer from the ground that we are from the cars, but we keep a safe distance. Sort of the risks are things like power lines and obstacles that are low, but we clear that we know we do a recce of the route, so we know where the obstacles are, and we're always on the lookout for any dangers like that. So yeah, there's obviously risk. We want to mitigate as much as we can.
Pilots and their camera crews work in perfect sync, matching the speed of the rally cars while relaying live images to global broadcast centers.
Your fuel in advance, between the production crew and the camera operator, he knows we all got a schedule we stick to. We've got plenty of time actually behind the scenes to refuel and get the helicopter ready. And then obviously you have the director in the camera operator's ear, so he's telling them what shots they want from the helicopter. And
it is from this unique vantage point that the true scale and brutal beauty of the Safari Rally comes to life, a spectacle that continues to cement Kenya's place on the World Rally Championship calendar.
Yes, of course, the camera operator, he moves the gimbal, and that's the hard work, if you ask us. I mean, that's gumu sana. So, for us, you're just keeping the helicopter in a position where the gimbal of the camera can always be pointing at the car or whatever shot you're trying to take. So it's just positioning.
As the drivers battle the elements on the ground, the helicopter remains the eye in the sky, ensuring no moment of the action is missed. And with that, the high-octane action of the WRC Safari Rally has officially come to a conclusion. We lived it, we loved it, and most importantly, we treasured it. From Naivasha Town, Nakuru County, my name is Alan Zuki for TV47 Sports.
That was Alan Zuki. Thank you so much, Alan Zuki. Nyash, let's talk about that experience.
Yeah.
The aerial view, chopper.
I feel like that's the best. You see, like how we talk about the traffics and everything else.
Yeah.
I feel like the next time someone should be going there. And that's in a chopper. Okay, and a chopper is stories of traffic. Utazisikianga tu kwa mtandao.
So you guys are going by road?
They're going by road.
Nyash, you're talking like this, na bado hiyo kikombe mjachukua. Sasa mkipewa kikombe.
Mimi naenda Tanzania for 1 week.
Yeah.
To run away from the noise.
If you are defending champion, you have to behave like a champion.
Hello.
I'm a leader, so...
Namiso,
Yes,
experience about the aerial view and everything that they've captured, the videos, the pictures. What's your take on that?
The aerial view is spectacular. It gives us another angle of what we were not able to see. And through the video, we've seen some of the vehicles. You see, a lot of drivers complained, especially with the organizers. Kuna watu wanasema mawe iliekwa after reke. You can see a couple of drivers suffered punctures. Most of them complained about their safety. You see, the rally is not about the fans. The rally is mostly about the participants. So their safety is very, very key. And there are set regulations on how the Safari Rally is supposed to be run. And I feel like this time the organizers kind of failed us, because we even had Pauline Shegu. She complained that her car was pelted and she had to drop out of the rally. That is something that is not supposed to happen, because we have safety marshals, we have security officers, and we have a lot of people who are there to reinforce security. So I feel like the organizers kind of failed. It was a good rally overall, a good experience for the fans, but with all the drivers' complaints, I think the FIA is watching us with a microscope, and we're on the limelight for all the wrong reasons, apparently.
Well, before we wind up, we've said the president was at the WRC, and he talked about government exit from the funding, and he also talked about expanding the road to avoid the traffic that was there. Hapo Hell's Gate watu walishuka ikabidi tuende na Mungu. And Kenyans, any moment they get ya kupiga sherehe, tuchochane tuingie. But let's talk about the president talking about the government exiting from funding the rally and also expanding the roads. Annette,
yes.
Unaonaje prezo gava ijitoe or?
I want to see what the framework looks like, because if you're inviting private investors into a public sort of space in sports, I need to see what that entails. Does it mean that when we are bidding, they're the ones who pay for the bid. Does it mean they control the spectators' atmosphere? Does it mean that in terms of like how the government decided and the FIA, the government in the FIA decided to move the shakedown away from Nairobi? Like, I don't know what that would entail. I think maybe as we go to bid for the next, I think 5 years, that's something that I think he will mention. But also the Road Geronimo Summit, I think it has been in progress. The Safari Rally has just, emphasized its importance. But me, unajua hizi barabara za kulipishwa. But other than that, I think with the Safari Rally and how congested it gets, I think it would be a bonus, a plus.
Absolutely.
Kenya, what do you think on this? Gava ikijitoa?
Yeah, I like she mentioned, I don't know what that entails really, but also it's nice to see the incorporation of the private sector, because I think he mentioned like it's a done deal. Like the government is done from 2027, if at all the rally is coming back. It's all about the private sector. And so it's about the private sector to see what they're going to make different about what has been there before. Surely you have to make a difference. You have to show something different from what has been done in the previous 5. So I think for this one, you just have to wait and see.
Before we move on to the English Premier League, I want to remind you our question of the day. We have 2 questions today. Are you still doubting Arsenal that they will win the English Premier League? And if you attended the Safari Rally, did you enjoy the Safari Rally? Let's interact on our Facebook, TV47 Kenya, on X, TV47 Digital, and WhatsApp 0793-267-279. And before we move on, let's listen what the President has to say about the World Rally Championship.
This is the last Safari Rally where we will be expending public money to promote it. From next year, this event will be fully funded, fully supported by the private sector. And I want to congratulate the private sector for stepping up as patriots and citizens and partners with the government of Kenya to assume the responsibility of hosting this event, managing this event, and promoting this event and financing this event. To the private sector, that is true patriotism, so that the resources we have as government, we can use it to promote sports in our schools and in other spheres.
This has been a very good season for tourism. We understand that the hotels in Nakuru County and the environs are 100% occupied. We have received all guests, many from the region. We are happy that in the East Africa community, they have decided to tembelea jirani.
Let's move on to the English Premier League. I know this is where a lot of mixed feelings will be there. Man City walipigwa, man. Let me start there. No, I'm talking about you were beaten by Real Madrid, even if I know it's not in the English Premier League, but kichapo ni ile ile. Let's talk now. Arsenal, only 7 matches remaining. Yes. They have played 31 matches. 9 points clear above number 2. Yeah. Manchester City walishindwa kushika
West Ham. They got hammered.
West Ham. I'll start with you, Nyash, and please to see Bragzana and kuzimia mic.
Look, I'm a very humble person.
That's our word.
Humble and doesn't.
That's what Innocent would say.
So I believe that you know and you believe that you will win this league.
Yeah.
Tundenalo, let's talk about your game.
Yeah, against Everton, always going to be a tough one. Everton are very good on the road.
Yeah.
They are only bettered by Arsenal. Yeah, the second best team on the road. So it was definitely not going to be easy. They are solid defensively, and we did struggle against them, to be honest, like a whole 80. But you see, it's not for the lack of trying. We were trying in that game. Something we have not seen in other games like Bayer Leverkusen and whatnot, where you're playing just poor. But yeah, against Everton we played well. We tried, huffed and puffed. Eze was cooking, pulling the strings. Nothing was giving until we introduced a 16-year-old boy who is 16 years and 73 days old. Came around and changed the game, the atmosphere in the stadium. Whipped in a fantastic cross. Pickford left catching because he did catch it, and then he kept setting it up for Gyökeres to bang his, I think, 11th goal in the league, and then they get a set piece. And I'll be honest, when they were getting that set piece, I was kind of scared because I didn't want to be in a situation where now they're pulling an equalizer on us and we want to just pull away from Manchester City. So they get the corner and we clear it out, cleared by Gyökeres to Martinelli to Dorman. All those guys were from the bench. Now Arsenal have, I think, 11 goals from substitutes. Man City has 1. That's the difference between Arsenal and Manchester City. So, I mean, Dorman goes on to score, sets a new record, everybody goes ballistic. I go 10 points clear, I get excited, Man City start chickening out. The United opposition are falling in the mud. It just,
Oh my God.
it's just some fantastic outing.
Arsenal, I think they got their first goal in the 84th or 86th minute.
They scored 2 goals after 88.
Yeah, it was actually it.
To you, Namiso, did you think that Arsenal would beat Everton? Because Everton were having good shots on target. They were really having good shots on target. And there was one that Raya saved. Did you think that Arsenal would beat Everton and will be, I think it's 9 points ahead of Man City right now?
It hurts me to say this, but I kind of saw it coming. Arsenal have been very, very consistent throughout the season, and I think they are very promising. So, as I mentioned even on Monday, my full support, my heart is behind Arsenal. They deserve it. I mean, it's been a while. Since 20... Was it 4?
Are you a real Man U fan?
I am a Manchester United fan, and it really hurts to say this. I gave a disclaimer. It really hurts to say this. Lakini chakaisari mpe chake. You get it? So I think Arsenal have had a really, really good season, and it would be nice to see them finish top for the first time.
Manchester United fan?
You're not a Man U fan.
Are you like 100?
Klopp. What do they say? Klopp that?
Annette Rashida,
What?
let's talk about Arsenal versus Everton. The first 70 minutes. What was your take?
Wow. I actually thought that they were going to draw. Everton were really good. Everton played really good football. The only issue I have with Everton is they don't understand counter-attack football. They had very many chances. Arsenal were going all out. They were really pushing all their men forward. And every chance that Everton had with Kinandiaye to go forward and score, they didn't take those chances. And anyway, siezi tegemea Everton ishike Arsenal anyway. So for Arsenal, I think one thing that they have been consistent with this season, like Nyash mentioned, man management. They've been very good with man management. When Max Dorman came into that game, I was very, very shocked because that was a very big risk. But after how he played in the FA Cup, I was like, okay, fine. Saka is not playing really good football. Noni Madueke is not really giving Arsenal what they want at this point. So when they brought Max Dorman, I saw an 18-year-old, 19-year-old Saka having his first start. So I was like, what? Yani I'll say, but as much as they're winning the league, they're still able to bring young talents into. Us as City, we're really struggling. We can't, at academy players, we don't want anything to do with them. But overall, Arsenal played, they played well. As I said, the league is not won by teams that play good football. It is won by teams that take advantage. Man City were in the rocks. We're unable to get clean sheets. We're unable to score goals. We're playing, tunacheza ball ya London, but we can't score goals. So
Kona Haaland, mnashinda aje kufunga mabao. Ryan Chaki who can cook.
Ryan Chaki is the next Kevin De Bruyne. Be ready.
Well,
be ready.
Why is he not?
Well, let's move on. Yesterday something happened, something good. We are very happy. The world is happy. Carrick ball, they talk about Carrick ball, Carrick magic at the Old Trafford. We beat... Yeah, stop looking at me like that. I'm just saying.
Just mentioning.
Yeah, we beat... yesterday Manchester United beat Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Clearly now we are at number 3 with the 54 points.
Absolutely.
That's a very good thing. Let's talk about Carrick at Old Trafford. At Old Trafford. You know, previously we all know what was happening.
Yeah.
We had lost hope with everything. I'll start with you, Nyash. And please be soft.
Look, I will try. I have to say I'm utterly disappointed
Aston Villa.
by Aston Villa. I could not believe what they were doing on that pitch. For some guys who were in action on Thursday, I thought they were sharper. So I was approaching that game thinking, Man United have been resting for 2 weeks. They're not sharp enough, really. So I'm banking on that one because Aston Villa has been in action. They went away to Lille, which is tough, and they won, kept a clean sheet. So I'm thinking, all right, you're all set for Old Trafford, bro. They were anything but set. I think Manchester United were really up for it. You played good football, scored some good goals. Aston Villa, for me, they are just a disappointment. And they deserve to be exactly where they are. Dropping out of the target for they should not be there. I think for you, it just confirms how much of a turnaround you've had with Carrick. Unbeaten, I think, at home right now. Until maybe because he has not met Arsenal, but yeah, no need to put Arsenal in there. But yeah, so he's unbeaten at home. He's playing well. He's playing good football. Unlike what we used to see, that's a proper turnaround. It's a complete turnaround. I think now, I was waiting for the Newcastle one to be like, let me see if they win that one. Then I'll be fully convinced or not. So you didn't win that one. That was a different scenario. But then I was also banking on this Aston Villa side, like, this is a proper test now. Let's see what they're made of. I like her. I feel like how she can be objective about Arsenal.
You can also be objective.
For once. They absolutely loved what I saw from Manchester United last.
To you, Annette Washira, when Carrick came in, I think we were at number 13. Number 13, eh? Now we are at top.
You were 13th?
Yeah.
No, they were like, they were
could be
about
8th or 9th.
Yeah, you were 8th.
When Carrick was coming in?
Yeah, you are 8th. Because you have...
When Amorim left us, alituacha hali mbaya. But now we are top 3.
hali mbaya in terms of cup football.
Let's talk about Michael Carrick, Annette, and Manchester United.
There's something different with Michael Carrick. We're all noticing that the players are happy. Do you know there's something with Manchester United players, they're always sad.
Oh my God.
They're always...
Who say that?
Hey, during Amorim's time. And also, even
nobody was smiling.
Nobody was... That is just, it's neither here or there. In terms of instructions, Michael Carrick does not give instructions from the bench. Rarely will you see him directing players. Like, he just tells whatever he directs them kwa bench na kwa pitch, that's it. Everything else is done on the pitch. Aside from that, Michael Carrick has known how to use his players. Sesko has scored in every match. Whether he starts, whether he comes from the bench, he scored. So in terms of in terms of even play, Nani, this guy was a scam. He used to tell Kobe Mino he plays the same position as Bruno Fernandes. How?
Amorim
was even how he used to play the trio of Kunia Mbeumo and Amad Diallo. We're seeing Carrick is experimenting. This day he removes Ahmad, he plays Mbeumo on that side. Yesterday he did not start with Sesko, started with Mbeumo up front. So with Carrick, man management is where he's winning the games. That's it. Yesterday against Aston Villa, there was an equalizing goal that was scored on the opposite end of the pitch. And we all thought, now Aston Villa is going to score. But again, we saw tired legs. Aston Villa were tired. And Manchester United, having rested 2 weeks, sasa ndio Carrick akaingia tu na Sesko akaingia akafunga bao. Look at the goal, look at the counter-attack football they're playing. Every time Bruno Fernandes has the ball, he has just one job. Create a goal-scoring opportunity. Every time. The first goal, the corner from, it was a corner, then Casemiro headed. The second time, through ball, right there, bow. Like, every time Bruno Fernandes has the ball, it's just...
I guess that's why he's one of the best midfielders we have. Absolutely. To you, Namiso, I know you wouldn't agree with me, Inyash, but to you, Namiso, wachana na watu Arsenali. Let's talk about yesterday's game.
Again, glory, Man United. I think Carrick is absolutely what we needed. And it's visible. You see, we can see the results right now. And it was a good feeling. I know a lot of people did not have hopes in us, and I think it was a motivating factor for us to come out guns blazing, and we did. The result was very, very good. They going up 3 points, and now we are top 3.
Yeah.
That is a very, very good turnaround. Nobody saw it coming. There was a time we were really, really struggling, and it was really, really bad, and everybody was like, Amorim must go, Amorim must go.
Imagine
tears all the time.
It was like every time Manchester United is playing, it was like tumalize tumeze painkiller.
Exactly. You're sweating, you're anxious, banter zimeshaanza kuruka everywhere. It's actually very, very good. And as a Manchester United fan, I am very happy with the players, happy with the coach. And moving forward, it's just onwards.
Well, all right, before we move on to Chelsea, I don't know if the Nairobi floods affected the Stamford Bridge, but our question of the day, I think maji ya Nairobi ili affect the bridge, Stamford Bridge, kufinya kabisa. But our question of the day was, are you still doubting Arsenal? And if you attended the WRC, did you enjoy? And I can say Charles Busungui from Facebook, I remember it's at TV47 Kenya, let's comment after 2 matches. Like if they are doubting Arsenal, he has said with the only 7 games at hand, they say 6 games, Stevens, of course, yes, bado ligi haijaenda, waiting for the next 2 matches outcome. Kuna vile bado watu wako na doubts na Arsenal. Producer mali yuko, tafadhali letea Kenyash Majimoto. Another comment, Bernard Mbani, the mighty Arsenal, not only Premier League but also UEFA, Carabao and FA, all the 4 trophies belong to Arsenal this season of 2025-2026.
Absolutely.
Bernard Mbani. Another one from Facebook, Simba Jr., Manchester United is number 1, then followed by Arsenal, coming soon.
I love that spirit. I love
They're coming soon.
Next season.
Carry football. Well, that guy, I will have to have that faith. I will really love to have that faith. But let's move on. Anyway, sijui kwa nini hawana imani na Arsenal, because this has been happening, but this season maybe. Let's move on to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea walipigwa 1 with Newcastle. What is happening to Chelsea? Right now, wameshuka to number 6 because there was a time Chelsea and Manchester United were ndugu watoka nitoke. When we draw, they draw. When we win, they win. But right now, we've dropped them like hot potato. Stamford Bridge. Maji ilienda na Nyash.
I mean Chelsea, I don't really know what to say. I watched the game. I mean, even for them as well, it's not for the lack of trying. They did try, Chelsea.
They
tried.
played well, yeah.
Don't feel bad. Yeah. But you didn't get the most important thing, which is a result. A goal and a result. And a result, I mean a win. They did not get that. Huffed and puffed. At least there was no changes for their goalkeeper, which I felt like that was strange when he did that in the Champions League. Bringing Jorgensen and taking out Sanchez. I didn't understand why he did that decision. But overall, I think Chelsea tried. They feel hard done by the loss, by the way, to be honest. It's not like they were just utterly poor. They were not. But they did not get the most important thing in a match, which is get all the 3 points. And now when there is a situation where they are racing against Manchester United, who are just seeming to be pulling away, the brotherhood is gone. I don't know if the United opposition still stands, because there is no United here. There is no unity. Then I think they're also lucky that Liverpool drew. So the guys who would be maybe catching on them kind of dropped points as well. So for Chelsea overall, I think they'll feel hard done for that, knowing there's another beatdown coming up this week in the hands of PSG. I mean, 3 losses back to back to back. That's a bit sad for them.
Anaitwa Shira. Tuongele Chelsea. First they were beaten. UEFA wamepigwa jana.
Hey, I think for Chelsea they're having a rough. I wish Enzo Maresca stayed, because if Enzo Maresca was here when they were playing the Champions League, probably would have seen the repeat of the results in the Club World Cup. But now they're going into the Champions League with, for me, a coach who's never played in the Champions League. So I'm thinking, okay, what miracles will he perform? So for Chelsea, I think also in terms of man management, they have a big squad. So I was thinking, okay, now since you have some players who are going to play in the Champions League, rest some guys for the Premier League. Well, anyway, so for Chelsea, I think after conceding 5 goals, it means they have a really big problem in defense. Yeah. Also over the weekend, being beaten by Newcastle, a very formidable Newcastle side. I mean, Newcastle in the Champions League, they drew Barcelona, like the Barcelona. So for Newcastle, they're a big team. And Newcastle also picked points at Manchester United. Yeah. So it's, for Newcastle, I think for Chelsea, in the next fixtures, they're going to have a hell of a time. They also face us. I think they also still have Aston Villa. So, and now they're dependent on Arsenal going all the way to the quarter and maybe a Liverpool, so that they can get the 5th position to be a qualifier for the Champions League. Yeah. So for Chelsea, unfortunately, the new coach is really having to deal with a huge load. I mean, he's not been in a situation where they're playing this many competitions. I mean, Rosinia is having hell. You know, for Carrick, he's playing 1 match a week. I mean, anybody can play and win 1 match a week.
Some can do that.
But for Chelsea, playing Champions League, playing Premier League, going on to play FA Cup.
And then zote mnapigwa.
And still managing to have a top 5 position, top 5 spot, still managing to go into the round of 16. I think I think Rosina deserves the job more than Carrick.
Before we come back home, what's your take, Nafona?
I think Chelsea are a bit exhausted.
Yeah.
That is what I could say. Because you're watching them lose over and over again, and they have some hard matches ahead of them, which I doubt if they'll manage. I don't know, maybe they're recycling players too much. Maybe it's time for them to give new players some chances. Maybe we'll see a small difference or something. But at the time being, at the moment, these guys are struggling. I didn't have any expectations with them. I just knew they definitely lose. So that didn't come as a surprise to me. So So I think maybe it's time they change their tactics. It's time they played around with the, how do we say it, their lineups and everything. Maybe we'll see change from there. But if they continue in the same streak, they'll keep
Chaponi
losing.
kile.
Ile too. No difference.
Chelsea is a Johnny Bravo.
Wow.
Chelsea is a proper Johnny Bravo. They have a big upper body, which is their attack and their wings. They threaten. Neto, Cole Palmer, Joao Pedro. They can scare you. Then you meet legs of Fofana and Badiashile.
And Arabia.
There is absolutely.
It's on a Monday morning. Monday morning.
Jorgensen.
And you know, Cole Palmer has the same number of goals this month as our 16-year-old. So.
Wow.
But then the 16-year-old also has.
Shalala wapia wakishinda.
Guys,
No, the 16-year-old has more goals this year than Amad Diallo, the Ivorian Messi.
I think that's
Ivorian
your
Messi
microphone.
is so
But anyway, let's come back home. Max Dawson did something good, but let's come back home. Now, something has been happening. It has brought in a lot of controversial where coach in the Harambee Stars squad, where coach Benny McCarthy moved alienda huko Europe kutafuta wachezaji, and a lot of Kenyans are saying that we have some very good local talent right here. Having called up Len Kupai, who is unattached, and we can't even remember the last time Len Kupai even tulimwona grao lini. So a lot of people are asking, why is Benny McCarthy doing this? And the fact that he was there even with the vice president, imeleta a lot of mixed reaction, and watu wengi wamekasirika sana. Let me use that because there's this one guy called Zogoto. Zogoto is mtetezi wa wachezaji. He was so mad. He tried even speaking in English karibu mnyonge, but anasema we have some very good local players here. Annette, let's start off with you. Do you think it's right? But we've seen Kibet has been doing awesome, but still we've got some very good local players here.
First of all, Kibet was not even called.
Yeah, he wasn't.
So my question is, Kibet yesterday scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
In Celtic under 19. The day, I think 3 days before that, he was playing the Copa del Rey. He scored. He scored, yeah. And his team, of course, they didn't leave the semi-final. But I mean, they're playing the Copa del Rey under 19. If you're looking for a conveyor belt, in 2027, Aldrin will be 20-something. I think now he'll step into his 20s. So we're looking at players who will be in the conveyor belt, even for the national team, even after Benny leaves, even after the AFCON. So Aldrin deserves to be in that squad. I really hope that it's something to do with his match schedule that he's not being allowed to travel. But other than that, Aldrin, local players, Sylvester got injured yesterday. So that, I think, is going to change the dynamics of the defense. I'm excited to see Zach Viner. He's going to be in Kenyan colours for the first time. He played the Wrexham, the FA Cup tie between Wrexham and Chelsea, but he played as a CDM. I think Benny McCarthy would want to use him as a centre-back. I'm not so sure. Another player who's going to be featuring Mansour. Mansour has not played a single game at Stade de Reims. Similar to the question you had asked about William Lenkupai, unattached. Like, kuna so many to think. I also wanted to see Tyson Otieno in the squad. Yeah. Paulo Chuoga has been fantastic this season. I think he'll actually step in when Sili is, I think, subbed off Okibwage. Brighton Onyona, the Gor Mahia fullback as well. King Joe Waithera, Moses Shuma. There's so many players I could. Daniel Anyembe yesterday scored actually in the league that he's playing. Kuna wachezaji wengi sana, I think, in my opinion. Ryan Ogam featuring for the team. Even though he's been scoring in the reserve team, a lot of people are questioning if his first team coach is not calling him up to the squad. What makes Benny call him to the squad? But other than that, Jobo Cheng as well, fantastic form, 6 goals in 5 matches in second tier of Spanish football. Yeah. So I think there are some very big misses, but there are also some very good hits that we're seeing. Austin Odhiambo is also going to feature, even though he's not currently playing in Nejme. So people are asking, much fitness. Humphrey Aroko. Wanze, he scored 4 goals in one half. The last time somebody did that was Cole Palmer. So I think there's so many names that I feel like, especially in the younger categories, that I would have wanted to see. I mean, it's international friendlies. Kama sivyo, tupewa allowance na government na team mbili basi. Moja cheze Rwanda, ingine cheze Estonia. Yeah, because there's so many key players. And Benny McCarthy has said he's working towards an AFCON squad. So, I mean, I feel like there's some players who are left. And I think that there are players who had been, even like some Nairobi United players should have been given an opportunity. There's no FC Leopard playing a player who has been called up. We thought James Kinyanjui with the form, Tyson Otieno. But iko vile iko.
Kenyash, what's your take on this, having them going majuu after wachezaji to scout?
I mean, first of all, I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe some of these guys need to be talked to. It's not bad to go and try and convince a guy to come and play for you. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's a bad thing, though, to avoid the top scorer in your league when you're calling up a national team. I don't know what justification they may have for that one. That one, it does not make any sense to anybody. Also, like the goalkeeper with the most clean sheets in the country, in the league.
Huyo hapana, Kinyash, that one. No. Yeah, I understand, but have you seen the goals he's conceded?
No, it's either you get him, or if you say he's not a good goalkeeper, then the back four in front of him. There is no one. Your back five yote hakuna hata mtu mmoja ameitwa. So what are we saying about our league then? When you can't call the top scorer, you can't have any player of the best defensive unit in the national team. It doesn't make any sense. We want to have all these guys, that's fine. But Nkope, who isn't attached. I mean, I don't have anything against the guy. Shuma has, I think, 14 or 15 goals in Zambia.
Yeah.
How is he not there? That guy is attached and he's scoring. The other guy is unattached. We don't even know where he's going. We don't know where he's training at.
Nobody knows.
Hata kama anacheza ball.
Totally. Yeah, so Moses Shuma totally deserves to be there. Joe Waithera, unquestionable. There are some people who are in that midfield who sijui anafanya nini hapo.
Tebu sema names.
Sijui
name names.
He should definitely be there. And so for me, I feel something that those guys.
Do you think it was a good move, ama we should use what we have?
It's important to use what we have, but all said and done, unajua team ikiperform vizuri, watu nasema players ni wakali, players ni wanoma. But then the moment the team fails, the blame shifts to the coach. Yeah. So in this instance, all said and done, I want to stand with the coach. I want to believe he has a vision. I want to believe like akona inspiration ama akona vision fulani yenye ilifanya apange squad yake vile amepanga. So the results will speak for themselves. Kenyans want results, and we don't just want results, we want good results. So me acha tu niseme, I'll stand with him. I don't support what he's done, lakini sasa ni chase kwa the end of the day. Trust to your decision yake.
Absolutely, and people need to support the team. I know down somewhere there are people who want that team to fail. No. We have our own issues as far as the callers are concerned, but overall we want the team to do well.
Excellent.
Well, still at home, let's talk about the SportPesa League. Kogalo, can I use the mighty Kogalo? They are 10 points clear ahead. Sijui FC walifanya nini, but let's talk about kwanza tuongelee Kogalo. Wapatiwe hii liga ama ni mapema?
Wapewe tu mazee.
Hata mimi pia naona wapewe.
Wacha nianze na Miso. Wapatiwe hii liga ama 10 points.
Niseme tu vile tulisema ya Arsenal pia. Vile tushapea Arsenal, wacha tuseme pia tumepea Kogalo. They've been very, very consistent this season. Na tunaona wameka effort vizuri sana, they are playing very, very good game. Ukiangalia hata lineup zao, kila kitu. They are ticking all the boxes. So mimi on my end naona Kogalo tayari. There's someone, kuna mtu wa Shabana mahali ananiangalia vibaya sana. Kogalo wananisolve.
Nao Shabana wanafanya nini?
Pigwa na K-Sharks.
Unapigwa na K-Sharks.
To you, Nyash, let's talk about Kogalo. 10 points ahead. They've been doing so good. Wamekuwa kienda poa. They've been there. They've won the league multiple times. And we thought that AFC, vile wamekuja after the president Ambani alisema, they are here to take this league.
Yeah.
We saw what Gor Mahia ilifanya, manze.
Bro, it's about the inconsistency from AFC Leopards. And that's what's going to cost them. And maybe that's why people are doubting them. Because on one hand, you go and smash Shabana 4-5. Then you go and get smashed by Mathare United. I mean, no disrespect to Mathare United, but if you're contending for the league in Kenya, you should be handling Mathare United. Ataka in a narrow win. Ataka in 1-0. Just get a result there. You don't get smashed 4-4 if you're contending for the league. And there was not much changes from the squad that beat Shabana. So what exactly? And I know the coach Alito a quick AGM up after the game was over. It's always typical of coaches in Kenya and AFC Leopards and all that stuff. But I think this is why people are doubting AFC Leopards. Because that inconsistency, Gor Mahia have been very consistent. I know they drew against Posta Rangers. Before that, they had a rack of wins.
Yes.
AFC have not had a rack of wins. Now, they're playing good football. That's cool, and that's fine to watch. But when it really matters, are they getting over the line? They are falling in those speeds. And I said this earlier. It feels like Arsenal of 22-23. Game munaguza. Like, munacheza vizuri. No, like, they are good watch. But when it really matters, there's those pitfalls that you find yourself falling in, and the guy you're chasing is not falling.
Before I come to you, Mr. Neto, let's listen to what the coach had to say.
It's good. I mean, it's very good. It was one of the defining moments as far as the championship is concerned, and we knew if we would, you know, because the FC slipped yesterday, and we had a chance, and we needed to take it, you know, by way of being smart, of playing tactically, and I think we were very, very sound, more than the opponent. In the first half, it was on and off, but in the second half, we were very, very smart, we were aggressive, we were very compact, and we were waiting for the moment to attack, and we did that. Today, we didn't do too much from the wider areas, but as a matter of fact, we went through the middle and then to the wider areas, and it worked very, very well for us.
Kwa kweli nafikiri sehemu ambayo imekuwa ngumu kwa mchezo nafikiri ni upande wa ufungaji, kwa sababu ukiangalia pia tulipata nafasi za kufunga na tukazipoteza, na ndio sababu tumefungwa hizo mabao matatu.
That was Coach Charles O'Connor. Now, let's move on. Annette,
yes.
Shabana walipigwa at Estadio de la Gusii. I really wish Arocho was here. They were beaten by Kariobangi Sharks, of which it came in as a surprise, sana, because I never thought that Kariobangi Sharks moja itakuja kupiga Shabana. Shabana has been playing so good, but at the end of the day, results is what that matters. Annette?
Kwanza uzo keeper. The kind of goals he's been conceding, guys.
They're so questionable.
Wow.
Very questionable.
Anyway, aside from that, let me talk about Sharks, which is my emotional support team. Kariobangi Sharks have been playing good football. Nobody thought they would leave the relegation. Now they have successfully left the relegation, and they're heading towards mid-table, upper mid-table. So I think Sharks have been a formidable squad. If you see the goal that was scored by 16-year-old Razel Omondi, guys, imagine, I'm going to say this, but najua watu watajam sana, but he has the ability of putting the ball, and you cannot take the ball away from his legs. Razel is like Junior Messi. He holds the ball, like you cannot get the ball away from him. Look at the kind of Kariobangi Sharks are giving us a player who's Humphrey Aroko, who has scored more goals than most number 10s in the country. So with Kariobangi Sharks, I think wameamka. They're not going anywhere. They're here to stay. Man of the match from this game was a defender. So you can imagine, Shabana tried, walijaribu. Faizo Pande alisema hakuna kupita. So for Shabana, they need to re-strategize. They need to sit down. I mean, coming off a loss against FC Leopards where they were just beaten 5, it means they have a very big shimo in their defense and in their goalkeeping.
We are coming to that UIC.
Ati clean sheets. The keeper with the highest clean sheet should be called for the... No, Shabana.
Before we move on to FC Leopards, let's listen what Shabana coach had to say about their loss against Kariobangi Sharks.
Football sometimes in players. So ukiangalia kama hiyo bao tumefungwa, I think that player inafaa jite mkutano. This is the second time anafanya kitu kama hiyo. Tuliona we thought for us ukiangalia tactically tulikuwa tumeplan, but ukiangalia the mistake amefanya, it's a matter ni schoolboy mistake. That is a top flight football, you can't do such mistake. So results ya leo, I don't put results kwa players ama kwa shoulder ya coach. Na take responsibility, but the defender has to take a lot of responsibility on that. So he has to explain why.
Kwa wachezaji hata baada ya kwenda bao moja chini, hata tumefungwa zile dakika ambazo hazifai, kwa maana kipindi cha pili chini ya dakika 5 tulikuwa tushafungwa bao. Nafikiria utulivu wao, na saa zingine pia labda ni vyema tukisema kazi ambayo wale ambao waliingia kumalizia wakina Razel na Mark wamefanya kazi njema.
Well, still on the SportPesa League, the Slum Boys walishika hiyo Leopard, wakaifunga mali wakaeka. It was a shock that FC Leopard was beaten. It was 4-1.
Yeah.
Walipigwa 4.
Yeah.
Man, and they just came in after beating Shabana 5.
Yeah.
And they were the ones who scored first, by the FC Leopards.
You know, what do you think is happening? Awa wachane na title ama imeenda kitambo. Annette, tuanze na wewe.
Me FC Leopards unishangaza. You see, coming into the 70-something minutes, they were leading 1-0. So waliachilia for 10 minutes na wakafunga, I think, bao 2 ama 3. So I think they have a very big problem in defense. That's something they should work on. But in terms of the title race, I think AFC should just now... I can't tell them to focus on cup football. They're not playing. They should just, I think now they focus on rebuilding the squad for the next season because they had a good run. The kind of goals that were being scored, unafungwaje outside the 18 from the corner, from the left flank? How? So I think for FC Leopards, I mean, trying to re-strategize. Even your fans cannot go now and complain to Coach Benny McCarthy about selection.
No, they
because
can't.
If you're being beaten by Mathare United, they scored 4 goals in 20-something minutes.
Yes.
That's insane. What is your defense doing? Tyson Otieno uko anawasaidia na paka ball anapeana good. James Kinyanjui is doing very good uko mbele, but huku nyuma shimo.
Another Johnny Bravo.
Another Johnny Bravo.
Usilie.
Mimi si mtu wewe. Niko tunataka tu Gor wasishinde.
Move on the ladies football. Something bad happened over the weekend. 10 out of 11 teams boycotted their matches Saturday and Sunday, citing hakuna kichele. There's no money.
Yeah.
They've not been paid, I think, since November. Nothing is coming in. And if you look at this league, the ladies have been doing good. Briefly too, the ladies have been doing good. Nyash, before 2011, the ladies have been doing good. What do you think should be done?
I mean, the women football, especially club football, has been neglected for a minute. Saindio inaanza to come to the fore. And it's unfortunate they had to take to that level, like boycotting matches for the attention to be on them now. Because like there was to be a sponsorship for the league, there isn't any. There was to be a sponsorship for the cup. There wasn't any sponsorship that came through. They play in diabolical standards as far as club football is concerned. Absolutely. So I think all around, we needed to have this conversation. I find it unfortunate they had to take the level of boycotting the watu wasikize sasa, but it's true. There is neglect of women football in this country, and it's more so club football.
That's so sad, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fantastic. Thank you so much, Namiso, Nafuna, but Tutaku drop from Manchester United. Thank you so much.
For supporting the incoming champions.
No, thank you so much, Nyash.
For being truthful.
Thank you, incoming leaders, and of course, Man City. But before we leave, I'll have one last feedback from Facebook from Desmond Chirchir. Our question was, do you still doubt Arsenal? Even with the 1 game remaining, I will doubt them still.
That has to be a Man U fan.
It has to be.
And Enoch Kinosh says the league is gone. It just happened that City loses 1 game, then Arsenal will be declared champion.
Absolutely.
And the last one I can is Rom Gabriel, Manchester United and Chelsea Football Club fans who supported Manchester City to win the league are suffering. Well, thank you so much. It has been a good show. Satiri sana. I am Katela Macy, nimekuwa na Namiso, Nyash and Aneta Shira. Till next Monday, good morning.